$100 million offers by Alex Hormozi. I'm sorry, by the way, in advance if I talk way too fast in this video. My camera battery is about to die, and it's like 12:45 at night, and I gotta get to bed soon. When I think of $100 million offers, I don't know about you, but I imagine like hard-headed tech startup founders who are offered $100 million or more for their companies by larger companies. But what is this book about really? To put it simply, definitely not that. In this video, I'm gonna go over this book, the chapters, my thoughts on them, some standout quotes from the book, who I recommend this book to, and what books to maybe check out next. And just so you guys know, there are affiliate links in the description. If you buy anything through those links, like maybe this book, then I get commission, which helps me build this channel and keep making these videos. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam, and I want to make self-growth normal, because people shouldn't have to look this information up. It should just be mainstream knowledge. If you agree, then please make sure to smash that like button. Now, despite what the title suggests, the author began discussing the concept of an offer, which is the starting point of any conversation to initiate a transaction with a customer. He said that this book is about having profitable offers that people feel stupid saying no to. Sounds like my kind of book. Combination here is pricing, value, guarantees, and naming. This combination is what the author calls a grand slam offer. I have to admit, the concept of offers, not sales, not prospecting, not pitching, not objections, not negotiating, not closing, but offers, is pretty unique. I wrote a good amount of this review actually while on a 5-hour-long drive from Allentown to Pittsburgh, PA. So I didn't get to do much research at first on what this guy is all about and what he does for a living and everything like that, but he did disclose that his batting average is earning $36 per $1 spent on advertising. That is a 3,600% return. That is completely insane and basically unheard of. This is his average over 8 years, and he continues to improve. But in the meantime, he said that this book is his attempt at sharing that skill with us. He begins the book with a damn well told story about this and how it started and his experience with debt. He laid out the results and said, guys, this is all because of a girl who believed in me, a credit card, and a grand slam offer. He finished it by saying, the further you get into the book, the bigger the nuggets become. He said, just watch. This book delivers. Having checked out the rest of the book, I can attest to this and agree that it definitely does. Chapter 2, Grand Slam Offers. A lot of this started as a sales meeting where the author was accompanied by other salespeople who knew way more about what they sold than he did, and of course how to sell it. One of them told the author, when he was kind of trying to pick at their brain, that the key is to make an offer so good that people feel stupid saying no to it. And this really stuck with him. This definitely makes sense. Chapter 3 is the commodity problem. He talks down a lot in this chapter on commodities and commoditized purchases, because commodities look the same and they act the same as everyone else's, so they're priced the same. They're all marketed the same. You can't really market them differently because they're the same. They all do the same and there's nothing special about them. If you look up the definition of commodity on Google, you'll see in this context a useful or valuable thing such as water or time. I think what he means by this is that there's not much of an easy way to make something that everyone else has and everyone buys stands out. If you do that, it's no longer a commodity, right? Then he lays out this unmistakably thorough and transparent breakdown of how and where your numbers are affected by an improved offer quality. This was so impressive to me. And the way he phrased it at the end, you're making money by getting new customers. What kind of science is this? I'll tell you one thing, Bobby, it's not rocket science. Chapter 4, A Starving Crowd, kind of reminds me of something Jeff Bezos once said about how when you open up a buffet, the first people who show up to it are who? The hungry eaters. The author is referring to people who have a high demand for your product. For example, excellent example, very relevant. When the pandemic broke out in March 2020, literally nothing at all changed about the quality, material, and or anything of toilet paper. However, people were selling and buying it at $100 a roll. Why? Then he specified how you can get away with charging 5, 10, 25, or even 100 times more for something by marketing it more specifically. As Hormozi puts it, don't make me niche slap you. Chapter 5 is called Charge What It's Worth. This guy just gets it. Like, making crap loads of money breaks people's minds. It literally stretches their minds so far beyond what they believe is possible that they assume you're doing something wrong or illegal. They literally can't even. Why? Because they think to themselves, they can't be that much smarter than me or work that much harder than me. So how is it possible for them to make 1,000 times more than me? Some of this book really blew my mind, like really blew it. This dude is extremely anti-commodity. He's anti-normal. He's anti-low price. He wants price to do the talking. There was a part where he said that you need to abandon what you think is fair. Every enormous company charges hundreds of dollars for things that cost them close to nothing to make happen. It costs pennies for a phone company to add another user, but they'll charge you $80 a month for access. It costs pennies to make pharmaceutical drugs, but if you don't have insurance or good RX, good luck paying remotely reasonable prices for medication. Hopefully you can tell I'm talking from experience here. The only way to become unreasonably wealthy is to charge way more for what you sell than what you buy for it. This is 100 times more, not just 2 or 3 times more. Let's be real though, this could not possibly happen with like cars or houses. It just can't. This chapter goes over something he calls the value equation, that once you see it, you will not be able to unsee it. The equation, and he elaborates beautifully about this in the book, is dream outcome times perceived likelihood of achievement divided by time delay times effort and sacrifice equals value. That is the equation. Do with it what you will, but I would recommend checking out the book for a little bit more of an elaboration on it. I am just very impressed by this author. I have never ever heard an author ask for a review of his book in the middle of the book. Even the way he did it was humble and persuasive and easy to understand. Most people do in fact judge a book by its cover and its reviews. If you have found this book valuable thus far, would you please take a brief moment right now and leave an honest review of the book and its contents? It will cost you $0 and less than 60 seconds. Your review will help one more entrepreneur support his or her family, one more employee find work that they find meaningful, one more client experience a transformation they otherwise wouldn't encounter, and one more life change for the better. He even explains how to do it on Audible while you're on the app. And I love the examples he gave in the book too. I found them relevant and casual. Something he said in the chapter Trim and Stack, part 2 of creating your Grand Slam offer. Think of all the things that might enhance the value of your offer, so much so that it would be stupid to say no. What could you do that someone would immediately say, that? Seriously? Yes, I'm in. Doing this exercise will make your job of selling so much easier. You only need to do this once for a product that may last years. This is high value, high leverage work. Chapter 10 touches upon a view on supply and demand that I haven't heard of before. If you have no supply, you will make no money. If you have all the supply, you will kill your golden goose and have no more food. It is very important to understand the interplay between supply and demand that other people might be overlooking. And the rest of the chapters are different ways to sweeten your offer. Here I learned in scarcity why people will charge $100,000 for 1 hour of their time. Because there's a special type of vibe you cannot replicate when you do not need another person's money. The person who needs the money less will always have the upper hand. I love what he said about honest scarcity too, because I use it all the time at work, all the time. I use it like 5 times a day when I'm talking to people. The next one, urgency, is pretty self-explanatory, but what I loved is when he said that you should tell all your customers before you raise your price. And the next one, bonuses, seems like a very underrated way to sweeten the offer. I never realized this, but a huge tip from the author, a mentor of mine does this on the fly like it's nothing, very creative guy, is instead of dropping your price, add stuff to your proposal because it puts you in a position of strength and goodwill rather than weakness. Next, you have guarantees. The single greatest objection people have to anything being sold to them is risk. Just by changing the quality of a guarantee, a friend of the author said that he saw a conversion 2 to 4x. Always hit your guarantee hard and state it confidently. He said, even if you don't have one. This is a true, serious, hardcore, and somehow comprehensible money science book. It's easy to find money science books. There aren't too many serious hardcore ones out there. There are quite a few comprehensible ones like Millionaire Fastlane and $100 Startup, but serious, hardcore, and comprehensible are very hard to find all in one book. $100 million offers fits that perfectly. It's a true diamond book about business, value, and advertising. There is very practical food for thought scattered across it, and you can tell that this dude is not some kind of crazy rocket scientist. You can tell that he knows what he's talking about, but he didn't go to Harvard and Yale and Cornell and Dartmouth at the same exact time. But just a quick direction one, I highly recommend checking this out if you can't make sense of how people are able to get the results they have while charging what sounds like super unreasonable prices for their products and services. Quotes, "It is far better to understand why you failed than to be ignorant of how you succeeded. You are not trying to create demand, you are trying to channel it. Charge as high a price as you can say out loud without cracking a smile. People want to buy expensive things, they just need a reason. The only thing that beats free is fast. People will pay for speed. Those who understand value are the ones who can charge the most for their services. When demand increases, cut supply. If you want want to learn how to sell air for $1 million, pay attention. Never raise your prices without letting people know. Direction 2. If you like this book, I would definitely recommend checking out Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco. $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. There's a link in the description if you guys want to check it out and read the reviews. That and all the other books I mentioned in this video, if you want to check those out too. If there are any other books that you guys want me to check out and review, please let me know in the comments below. Also let me know if you checked out this book and you liked it. But hey, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, because I don't get why people watch this far into my videos and they don't subscribe. But if you have subscribed and you want to turn it up just a notch and turn on that notification bell to get a notification whenever I drop new videos, that would mean the world to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You can find me everywhere, and I will see you then.